Two traditional rivals go head-to-head in a blockbuster grand final at the 75th Gilley Shield. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you're watching around the country and around the world, to beautiful South Australia, to Diamond Sports Complex here on beautiful Ghana land. My name is Eric Ballner, and joining me, as always, is James Harris. And joining us in the booth, Aussie Spirit member, Olympian Lee Godfrey. Lee, James, Queensland, New South Wales. It's been a few years since we've had this grand final matchup, but it feels good to have it back.
Yeah, thanks for the intro, Eric. Absolutely fantastic to see these two giants of the sport going head-to-head. And welcome to your first game, Lee. Do any good, and we'll have to keep you around.
Yeah, bringing me on for the grand final. That's a nice gig, isn't it?
Yeah, easy. Walk right in.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, it should be good. Should be a good game.
These two teams have had two very good days today. Well, New South Wales have had a good tournament. They went 9-1 in the minor rounds. They beat South Australia 11-4 in the 1-2 game. Queensland has saved their best softball for when it matters the most. They won the 3-4 game in an hour. They won 12-0 over WA. They allowed only 13 players only came to the plate for WA, and then they neutralized a dangerous South Australian offense, shutting them out to win it 4-0 to storm to the grand final, and Queensland is hitting their form at the right time.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think they were quite clinical over WA, and then they obviously carried that into the South Australian game. So they put some good swings on it, and hopefully they can carry it into this game and make it a good match.
Hit the nail on the head, Eric. It saved their best softball for the last day. They were 5-5 after the minor round. Mediocre, really, isn't it? It's, you know, a 50% win-loss. Enough to get them third place and the home field advantage for the elimination semi-final. They crushed WA. I called that game with Anthony, and it was over on the hour mark precisely, and you know that was the most emphatic victory of the tournament so far.
Well, don't fix what ain't broke, and that's the memo for Queensland in this lineup. It's been working today. It took them a few days to find that right formula, but they found it. Reina Tatsumi, a Japanese professional softball player, leading things off. Tamika Whitefield, Aussie Spirit member, batting 2. Olympian Jade Wall, 3. And then you have another Japanese professional player in Suzuka Yamane, batting 4. Brooke McNamara, what a tournament she's had. Ree Kemp, a rising star in this country, especially in the last year, batting 6. Dorinda Stone, 7. How about the rise of Matisse Sorbello, the catcher, at 8. And Tallulah Sivanasiva, just so strong, batting number 9. It's a dangerous lineup, and we'll get to New South Wales defensively in a second, but they're going to need to be on because they're going against maybe Australia's best and someone you're very familiar with in Kaya Parnaby.
Yeah, absolutely. So I played probably 15 years with Kaya, and she's clutch in the big situations, so she'll be loving it out there. And I think Queensland will need to score early here to put the pressure on New South Wales.
Kaya Parnaby hasn't been used much in this tournament, only 10 innings before the championship day. In her first appearance, she went 4 innings, 8 strikeouts, 1 hit, 1 walk on the very first moment of the day. Earlier this morning, again, she pitched into the 6th inning, and she was fantastic. She allowed 2 hits in her first 5 batters, but then started to mow people down 12 in a row in an excellent performance. University of Hawaii alum, she's as good as they come in Australia. Reina Tatsumi leads things off for Queensland.
This will be the first time Queensland see Parnaby for the tournament. In the 2 games they played, it was Ladner and Lamb that did all the work.
The 75th grand final of the Gilley Shield right here on beautiful Ghana land is underway. Here's how New South Wales line up defensively, and entering the final game yesterday before a meaningless game kind of got a little silly late. New South Wales had only made 2 errors in the field all tournament. It starts at third base with Stacey Porter, who's been forced over to third because of the outfield, which we'll get to in a second. McManus at short. It was never going to be anything different. Montana Kearns at second. Michelle Cox has moved to first base today because Chantel Ladner at left field and Grace Rickson at right field have been belting the wheels off the softball. Rachel Lack in center field. Taylor Titsakronis catching the balls and strikes behind the plate. It is a star-studded lineup, and they've had to shuffle things around really because Ladner and Rickson have been so impressive both in the field and with the bat.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been crunching the ball, so they had to find spots for them, and it's a really competitive New South Wales lineup out there.
Tatsumi had some professional softball experience in Japan, and she's just moved to Queensland not all that long ago. New Suzuka Yamane, she now lives in Queensland. She hit an effortless home run in that last inning versus South Australia. It didn't even look like it was a full swing. It was like a checked swing that just kept carrying to straightaway center field.
Yeah, super impressive at the top of the order all week with a relatively modest 286 batting average, but she's on 423.
Symptomatic of all of her at-bats. She's taken quite a few pitches off Kaya Parnaby, who's going to pitch more today than she will of the rest of the tournament combined, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. She's going to have to put some innings in today, but the Japanese are just really good at fouling off pitches, and so they just wait until they can get something that they can drive up the middle.
A little up high, so it's worked the count full.
We've had a little bit of time between pitches, haven't we? Because Kaya Parnaby has got just this routine down. She's just so solid in everything that she does in that pitcher's circle. And you see what I mean. She uses that full 20 seconds.
Titsakronis is the one that's catching. She's one of Australia's top 2 catchers, caught games at the Olympics. What does someone like Taylor Titsakronis firsthand bring to a team?
Yeah, just a lot of experience. She's obviously really good at calling the game, and her and Kaya have worked together for a number of years, so they're very much in sync, and they should work pretty well together today.
How's the at-bat to table set for Queensland, no matter what the result is?
Taking a lot of pitches, fouling it off, getting the timing right.
It's game number 3 in a very short period for Queensland. They played their first game at 9 a.m. today, backed it up at noon, now playing at 2:30 local time.
That lead-off role, something you've had to do, Lee, against Kaya in the past.
Yeah, it's very difficult, unfortunately, but the Japanese girls are doing it well here, and that's a great walk.
You wouldn't recommend it then?
Yeah, it's not easy. Not on a lefty-lefty matchup as well. It makes it difficult.
Now Tamika Whitefield comes to bat, batting number 2 in the lineup. Get the sense from talking to Coach Jenkins before the tournament, he was really looking forward to see what Tamika Whitefield could do, knowing that they have a bit more protection around her in the lineup with the 2 Japanese players and Jade Wall. Popped up in the air. He said he can just let Tamika be Tamika. She doesn't have to try to do anything else other than that. And if Tamika Whitefield can just be Tamika Whitefield, well, boy.
Well, that helps. Definitely, and it shows in the stats. 14 hits, hitting 483 with a 516 on-base percentage.
Only 2 extra base hits, but when she gets on, she's got speed to burn. Flared right back to Michelle Cox. She makes the play. Runner checks back at first.
These 2 teams have played off twice in the minor rounds. It was a 7-0 game in 6 innings. New South Wales only had 4 hits for the game. One of those was a Porter walk-off or a game-ending home run. Second time, 13-5. It was 8 p.m. last night in 5 innings. Porter again, 5 RBIs.
Another difference in this Queensland team from last year is having Jade Wall here. She's been great in the outfield. About as sure as it gets when a fly ball goes out her direction.
2 home runs in the tournament, both on the back diamond. This time she'll be hitting with the wind.
Yeah, back diamond is almost impossible to hit a home run, it feels like. She's made her hits count, hasn't she?
Yeah, 333 batting average, but she's been walked 7 times. Also has a couple of sacrifice flies as well, so she makes every at-bat count.
James, in the game that you did on the backfield today, how many times, it was only a 4-inning game, did Queensland have the leadoff runner aboard? Was it all 4 times? Maybe?
Yeah.
They scored 12 runs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, because they scored 3 in the first from a 3-run shot from Jade Wall, then 5, then 4.
This out towards right field. Grace Rickson moving under it. She makes the play. Runner thinking about tagging, moves back. 2 down. Queensland had runners aboard with the leadoff 6 out of 7 innings versus South Australia.
It's all important, isn't it? It just improves your chances of scoring if you can get the leadoff on. But they only batted 3 times. They were the bottom of the order in that opening game. So 3 out of 3,
goodness. Right? They picked a good day to have a good day.
They absolutely did, and it helps that they didn't have much break, so they get to keep rolling on through the games.
Suzuka Yamane jammed a little bit. McManus moving back, makes the play. Leadoff walk, but then a 1-2-3 inning for Kaya Parnaby. And for the New South Wales squad, as they'll turn over the card, and we'll go through the Queensland defense first. In left field, Rhiannon Kemp. Center field is Jade Wall. Right field, Reina Tatsumi. This is as good as an outfield as we've seen from any state in this tournament, and it really showed versus South Australia. Anything that looked like a gapper was taken away. Lots of athleticism. They're tough to beat. Dorinda Stone at third. Suzuka Yamane at short. Tamika Whitefield at second. Tallulah Sivanasiva, the 19-year-old, at first base. And Matisse Sorbella, another young player. She's trying to win her second national championship in 3 weeks. She was the under-23s catcher. And Sandra Holden. If Matisse Sorbello is young, Sandra Holden could be her mom and then some, it feels like. Sandy Holden back out in the circle, and someone you're very familiar with too.
Yeah, absolutely. So I played against Sandy for a long time, and she's just a good composed pitcher. So she'll look to keep the ball down here and just get them ground ball outs. That's what they'll need to do, is try and keep the ball in the infield.
Well, we'll go through. We'd like to play a game with New South Wales. We'll do it with you, Lee Godfrey, right now, but we'll change it. We'll just ask you a question. I just want you to answer. Are they dangerous or not in this New South lineup as I go through the lineup? Michelle Cox?
Dangerous.
Stacey McManus?
Dangerous.
2 Olympians. Stacey Porter?
Super dangerous.
Oh, she gets a super dangerous. Multiple Olympian, multiple medals. Taylor Titsakronis?
Very dangerous.
Grace Rickson has now shoved herself in the middle of these Olympians. She might be the player of the tournament. More on her later.
Yeah, she's been clutch. Grace Rickson has been really good for this lineup.
Maybe dangerous.
Yes.
Rachel Lack?
Yeah, very good power.
Brianna Trim?
Yep, very dangerous.
Chantel Ladner?
Yeah, very dangerous.
Montana
really
Cairns?
Yeah, been really good this tournament.
Yeah, so pretty good lineup, I would say.
Yeah, good.
Now, just a star-studded lineup that features 7 Olympians on the team and nearly a dozen other national team players, or almost everybody on this list has represented their country at some level at some point. And a bunch of college players as well that have come back for this tournament. Cox flares one over to left field, and like I said, this outfield's been good. Rhiannon Kemp had to move back on that.
Yeah, that was a great catch. She moved back well with the ball there, and it was a nice hit by Coxie. The ball kept traveling quite well, so all in all, good softball.
Stacey McManus back in the box.
Just another one of the go-to players in the New South Wales lineup. Change up first pitch.
McManus has had another great tournament, and it always seems to, I mean, anyone could have predicted that, to be honest, but she's made some highlight reel plays in the field, and she cracks one to left field. This one's back to the wall. This is over the fence. A home run.
Unbelievable. New South Wales, you just can't let up with their lineup as Stacey McManus drills one 230 feet over the left field fence and breaks open the game.
Yeah, that was a really impressive hit. She obviously squared that one up and saw it well, and it just kept travelling. So it's a good start for New South Wales, but hopefully Queensland can get some ground balls here and get the next 2 outs.
The first run conceded for Queensland today, and how about that on that replay shot? There's a group of people sitting in left field. They're all sitting down. They didn't even flinch. They didn't stand up. They didn't try to get it. They saw that was going well over their head, and they're sitting 240 feet away.
Absolutely, yeah. It was very well hit, and it obviously doesn't slow up now with Porter coming up next. So it'll be a tough innings for Queensland, but they need to get out of this.
Porter takes a pitch up high. A big start. Stacey McManus drove in the first run of the game in the SA game, in the 1-2 game. There was, at that time, they were down 1-0. She's come up clutch again. New South Wales, such a big traveling contingent. It was interesting in their preparation on their opening day as Porter gets ready to take the pitch. Cracks a shot to left field, another base hit.
There's whispers going around. This is her 20th Gilley's Shield. Acknowledgement for Stacey in that. Just another accolade in her illustrious career.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think there's not too many boxes she hasn't ticked, to be honest with you. So she's done it all, and she's still competing at a really good level. So she's obviously still one of the best players in Australia. So it's good to have her here.
And the world, just this last season in Japan, broke the Japanese Pro League record for home runs in a career.
Yeah, absolutely. They had a great season. Both her and Kaya over there and their club side over there had a great season and made it through to the finals.
Still dangerous. Taylor Titsakronis up to bat. She had a home run in the grand final last year. New South Wales won 4 in a row before South Australia ended that streak last year. And another base hit to left field. 3 hard hit balls in a row, 1 home run, and New South Wales threatening again.
Yeah, just you can't rest against this team. I think I've already said it. Timeout called from Queensland assistant coach just to go out and settle things down a little. Let's try and get a cheap out. Don't throw anything in the zone because New South Wales have come to play.
In the top 6 of New South Wales batting lineup, there are 5 players that were in the most recent Olympic squad. But the other in that top 6 is Grace Rickson, a 20-year-old out of Newcastle. She leads New South Wales in batting. She's got 15 RBIs in this tournament. She's been sensational in the field. She's pitched, and she's got ice in her veins. What a fantastic breakout on the national stage year it has been for young Grace Rickson.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the first time I've sort of seen Grace play, but by all reports, she's been absolutely clutch for New South Wales and one of their best players. So looking forward to seeing what she does here.
We know what the key is to her performance. She's come to Adelaide to play in the CMAX Premier League for the Hills Heat.
She was the rising star, the rookie of the tournament in the Gilley Shield last year. Pitched in the under-23s last year.
Yep, she loves Adelaide by the sounds of things. She loves coming here and dominating.
Playing for the Stars next year?
Ooh.
That's a big call.
Wow. What can you do for us,
You wouldn't say
Eric?
no.
No.
Grace Rickson's been unbelievable. Well, her partner Ben played for SA
South
State
Australia,
too.
Yep. Yep. Open men's in Canberra last year.
Just 20 years old. Swing and a miss, and that down ball from Sandy Holden that she lives on. She has to show it to Grace Rickson, and down she goes on strikes.
It's uncanny how often that happens. You just pump someone up big time.
I've
and
done that a few times.
They go down swinging.
Just, yeah. Don't make me like you. That's the key to. That's the key.
Well, she's such a likable player. Player of the tournament for mine. Just a breakout year for a kid who already was the rookie of the year last year.
Rachel Lack returns to this New South Wales side, and in her first at-bat of the tournament, she took Steph Trzynski deep. She's had a very handy tournament, a couple home runs, solid in the field, and you wouldn't really expect anything else from Rachel Lack.
Yeah, absolutely. She's got some really good pop off the bat, but by the looks of it, Sandy's going to throw her down here, so they're just trying to get a ground ball out, I would say.
Right on brand. 0-2 count. Trying to limit the damage. 3 hard hit balls, just the 1 run. Queensland would be okay with that. Knocked over to third. What a grab from Dorinda Stone. She steps on the bag. A Stacey McManus home run has put the Fire Stars up 1-0 early.
Got out of it cheaply, didn't they? Because 3 big hits in a row. But it was the first that did the damage. Stacey McManus just putting her hand up here in the big game.
Big game not only for the players, but the umpires who have done a fantastic job all week long. Behind the plate today is Damian McCauley, Deb Keogh over at first, Richard Barrow at second, and Darren Clark at third. And what I've loved about this tournament, I love walking into environments where everybody's trying to get better, and that includes the umpires. It was cool walking here yesterday when everybody had iPads, computers out there. You had scorers talking about scoring situations. You had umpires with screenshots using video footage of the stream saying maybe we stand in different positions. You had coaches that were analyzing at-bats at film. Everybody trying to get better. That includes the umpires who've used the tools around them to get better.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're still trying to get their levels and reach that sort of international stage as well. So it's good to see that they're working on their craft and getting better as the week goes along as well.
Umpires are the 3rd team. The 4th team, of course, are the statisticians. We've got Jill Williams, Chrissy Roberts, and Jim Giles colouring the circles.
Legendary squad sitting under the Jill Williams Pavilion.
Jillian Williams Pavilion.
The Jillian Williams Pavilion.
This is her idea. This is her idea. Not only protect from the sun, but from the foul balls.
She just wanted something named after her.
Don't go shy now. You're on the mic at the start of the last game.
We heard her. Brooke McNamara, what an outing she had in the preliminary final in the circle. Completely shut down South Australia's offense.
Yeah, what a brilliant game. South Australia didn't see her all tournament, and then she came in and shut them down. One of the most dangerous offenses in this competition.
Had the 2nd most runs scored in the competition outside of New South Wales. They're going to need another great pitching performance. McNamara might pitch this game. We don't know.
Yeah, I was just thinking that we might see her come onto the stripe if Sandy Holden can hold New South Wales for the next couple of innings. It'll be a nice little lead up for Brooke McNamara to close out the game. But, you know, game plans go out the window pretty quickly sometimes.
Kaya Parnaby pitched 5 and change this morning, so how long can Kaya go into this game?
Yeah, look, I think she will probably throw the whole game. She's a very experienced player, and obviously she trains and plays a lot in Japan, so this amount of innings wouldn't be new to her, and I think that we'll see her, if everything goes to plan for New South Wales, I think we'll see her throw the 7. She
gets the strikeout. They kept her rested all week, knowing that probably there's some workload coming for her on the final day.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's, I would say, used to that. She's done this a lot, and she tends to get rested a little bit and throws just the games that she needs to throw throughout the week, and then comes out to play in the finals. So.
And although she's never played here before, I've got a feeling that she kind of feels at home here because we see her name pop up. Kaya Parnaby watching the C-Max Premier League right here, Softball SA, thanks to Spacequake Sports. So she knows her surroundings.
I want to talk about preparation. You see that a lot even throughout the week when you're watching the streams and calling the games. Little names keep popping up of who's watching, and some of them are Taylor Titsakronis, Kaya Parnaby. They've been studying the opposition.
Yeah, absolutely. Tay's just an ultimate professional when it comes to that, so she would know the opposition inside and out, and particularly with Kaya throwing, they're really in sync, so she'll be working on Kaya's best pitches and then knowing what's the go-to for certain batters.
Driven to right field. Grace Rickson moves under it. She makes the play.
tough out for Queensland. Rhiannon Kemp was a superstar for Queensland last year, under 23 captain and Queensland Open women's player. Got a good piece of it, but well read out at right field from Rickson.
Dorinda Stone has cemented her spot in this Queensland 9. Top up in the air. 1-2-3 inning from New South Wales. They allowed that leadoff walk to start the game. Now it's 6 in a row from Kaya Parnaby. She's got the 1 strikeout. Couple hard hit balls, but nothing into dangerous positions. And New South Wales, off the backs of a Stacey McManus homer, have a 1-0 lead. It's been interesting in preparation for New South Wales. So many of their players playing overseas at college professionally, and so many of their players in country areas in New South Wales are just out of Sydney, whether it be in Newcastle or whether it be in Wagga Wagga. A lot of preparation happened over Zoom meetings, just trying to trust people to do their jobs. The first time this team was all together in one room was on Sunday when they all landed in South Australia for the first time as a team together.
Yeah, absolutely, but I think they've got, you know, a lot of experience in that lineup, so I don't think that those sorts of things will phase those types of players too much. I think they've got a lot of experience and they've played the game a lot, so it'd just be a matter of them coming together and gelling, and I think they've done that throughout the week pretty well.
And while most teams were coming in and spending a few hours in the cages, working on some things on the field, New South Wales did that very quickly and then gathered all of the players, all of their families, and they had a massive team dinner with all of the players' families, a jersey presentation, did a welcome to country as Brianna Trim fouls this one away. And really, like you said, Lee, just getting everybody on the same page and feeling part of something.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think, you know, whenever you speak to the New South Wales girls, they're super proud to represent their state, and it's one of their favourite tournaments, so it doesn't surprise me that they do stuff like a shirt presentation.
Bree Trim played for Victoria the last 4 Gilley Shield, was the captain of Victoria last year. She is from New South Wales. She went away to Japan. Another competitive batter.
Yeah, absolutely, Trimmy. She loves playing. I love watching Trimmy play, so she's good, and she'll compete every pitch here.
Jammed just a little bit. Tallulah Sivanasiva, and a great effort from Matisse Sorbello. Has knocked off the cages and down into the field of play.
Off the Bell White gate.
Yeah, that is the Bell White gate. There's like a police outline of Bell White sprawling up against the plate, still meshed in there from last year's Gilley Shield. Pitch just hugging the outside from Sandy Holden. Such an important hold to not have to chase too many for Queensland. Keep it close, wait for an opportunity, take advantage. Easy, right?
No.
Swing and a miss. Nice pitch from Sandy Holden.
Yeah, it looks like Sandy settled in pretty well here, so she's got that drop ball working, a bit of off speed as well, so no, she's done well. She's settled in after those first couple of hits and looks a bit more comfortable out there now.
Second strikeout for Holden.
Struck out Grace Rickson. Chantel Ladner. It was her heroics in the circle last year. Now she's done it with the bat. Sprayed it around the park a little bit this weekend. She's done well. Another player that's played NCAA softball. Started at Salt Lake, ended up at Utah. Impressed Australian selectors at the last tournament.
Yeah, handy to have two-way players in your lineup, which Chantel Ladner is proficient at both pitching and hitting. Another player we've seen in the C-Max Premier League this season. Also playing for the Double Blues. Well, they don't call themselves that, but the Sturt Falcons.
Tarni Steptoe has also played in the C-Max Premier League. Flare to right field. Tatsumi moves under it, and 2 quick outs for Queensland.
Yeah, some massive names come over to Adelaide to play now in the C-Max Premier League. Lee, you're only, at one state away. When are we going to come? When are you going to see you put on a uniform?
I am 120% retired.
And then some.
I'm quite comfortably sitting on the sidelines now. So probably never, I would say.
We'll get her. That's what they all say. Montana Cairns up to bat.
A few 40-year-olds playing in the Gilley Shield this year.
Yeah, I'm not quite 40 yet, but yes, no, I'm very happily retired.
I'm just saying that you've got plenty of years left.
No, I am very, very happy coaching and sitting on the sidelines these days.
Of course, part of the Softball Australia PTC.
Yep, yeah, absolutely. So did that for WA, and it was
ripped to left field. Base hit, Montana Cairns.
Good shot on the inside. She rips it to left field, past the diving Dorinda Stone. Runner aboard with 2 out. Back to the top of the order.
Lots of people watching this game. We've got 6-year big leaguer Mikey Martinez who's standing over there and watching this game.
And Detroit Tigers signed prospect Jack O'Loughlin, who started out as a softballer.
And Starlin Castillo, who's an all-star in the ABL and signed a $1.8 million signing bonus as a 17-year-old because he can throw 99 miles per hour. Is that fast?
Is that good?
Is that good? Michelle
Sorry
Cox,
for stealing your stuff there, Eric.
Hits it hard to right field. A diving Whitefield couldn't quite make the play. Cairns had the wave around. She was almost trapped. She would have been caught dead had she got pushed around. But a big spot now. A 2-out rally here from New South Wales. And Stacey McManus.
On the Eastern replay, how's the arm on Tatsumi from right field? Nearly had Cairns cold, but no one covering it too. Here's a good reverse angle look at this. Puts the skids on, safely back to 2.
And this 2-3-4 part of the lineup for New South Wales went hit, hit, hit. One of them was a home run for Stacey McManus. New South Wales pressuring on the base path just as we expected them to. Can Queensland hold?
Yeah, they need to hold tight with 2 runners aboard. But when you're on, aren't you? A home run in the first, you'll be flying with confidence through the rest of the game.
She's had a good day, Stacey McManus. Holden mindful of that, but you can't be too careful because Porter and Titsakronis are right behind you. But a good result for Queensland would be to get McManus out and have Porter come up with nobody on base to start the next inning. It's a big if, though. It's a good pitch.
It's a good spot to go to, down and in. I like down and away as well. They're hard pitches to get away.
Porter gets a good piece of it again. This is going to drift into foul territory. Ree Kemp made a good charge at it.
McManus?
McManus.
Yeah, you're one away.
Porter.
It's a Stacey.
Too many Stacys.
She's all class, McManus, but you could also say that she's a bit of a scrapper as well. Sometimes she can get her hands to a ball outside the zone and line drive one.
McManus pops it to the outfield. Charging on was Jade Wall. Almost made the spectacular play. Run will score. It's a double for McManus. It's another run for New South Wales.
When you're hot, Lee.
Yeah, absolutely. She's definitely seeing him well today, isn't she?
Both RBIs off the bat of McManus. Queensland infield just come together to talk this over.
Stacey McManus 2, Queensland 0.
With Porter up, runners at 2 and 3. Although it's Titsakronis to follow, you'd still be tempted because she's got a bunch of RBIs against Queensland already this tournament.
Yeah, I think the the reason I'd look at walking her here is to create that force play at least. It gets you infield to be able to sit back on Tay and to have more options. That's potentially why I'd be very careful at pitching at Porter here and creating a bit of a force.
A lot of softball experience between these two, pitcher and batter. They would have been playing against each other from how young?
Oh, that's a good question. I have absolutely no idea.
Let's put her on here.
So it's an intentional walk, and now it's bases loaded for Taylor Titsakronis. 2-0 game, and this can get into danger territory in a hurry.
Yeah, dangerous move. We've all gone a little quiet in anticipation.
It's a circle your scorecard moment, and it's already only in the second inning.
With 2 outs, New South Wales have gone single, single, RBI single, and then they've put Porter on.
Queensland has been the team known for the 2-out rallies all tournament long. They're having one against them right now. Have to get Porter out, or Titsakronis out. Titsakronis unloads on one. It's deep, it's to the wall, and it is over.
Grand slam.
Titsakronis has launched New South Wales into a commanding lead.
4-run shot for Titsakronis. It goes out to a 6-0 lead. Just nodding with approval, Lee.
Yeah, that was a big hit, wasn't it? No, that was a great shot by Tay, and that's clutch to come up after Porter, who's been intentionally walked, and get the job done. So, no, that was a great hit by Taylor.
Just pinched a look to my left on the scorecard. All green runs for New South Wales.
2 straight grand finals Titsakronis has hit homers in.
Yeah, she's really coming into her own. So she's matured over the last couple of years, and particularly for New South Wales and the Australian side. So
over towards short. Yamane makes the play, but it's a 6-0 lead. And Titsakronis, she hit a home run in the grand final last year in the very first game of the tournament. This week, she hit a home run. She hit 2 home runs in one game on this field later in the tournament. She just hit a home run in the grand final. The first time we got to see Titsakronis on this field, though, was in the Denso series when she was playing for Australia, and you'll never guess it. She hit a home run in that, too.
Well, she's consistent.
She likes this field.
Yeah.
And it's a bigger field than what a lot of the fields that they play on, because Blacktown's 220, this one's 230. Is it 250 at Mirrabooka?
Yeah, I think. Look, I think we're between a men's and a women's size diamond, so I think it sort of sits in the
similar to
this.
this.
I think it's similar to this, but shorter fencing, or lower fencing. Sorry. But yeah, if you hit a home run here, you've squared the ball up pretty well. So.
Well, New South Wales have scored 6 runs. Queensland have only brought 7 to the plate.
Yeah, it's going to be tough now, I'd say, particularly with Kaya throwing. Once you get some runs on the board, she definitely throws with a lot of confidence. So Queensland just have to get base runners on here and just keep moving runners around and putting some pressure on the New South Wales defense.
All 6 runs, or all 4 runs in that last inning came with 2 outs. It was a 1-2 start to that inning. And then the explosion came. Kearns hit, Cox hit, McManus double, home run Titsakronis.
Yeah, 5 spot in the second to blow it out to 6-0. Queensland have got some hitting to come. They out-hit WA, well, they just destroyed them earlier in the day, and then they out-hit South Australia. So They've been seeing the ball well. Doesn't look like much of a change to the lineup from either of the two games that they've already played.
Matisse Sorbello swings through a pitch, caught the Queensland winning team that won the under-23 championships just a few weeks ago on this very diamond. Swing and a miss. Kaya Parnaby with her second of the day and 7th sat down in a row for Parnaby.
Yep, after the lead-off walk to Tatsumi, and she'll be on deck. Sivanasiva to the plate.
So from Queensland, what do they need to do to just keep that energy level up? Still a long way to go.
Yeah, look, I think of Kaya in particular, she obviously throws the ball fairly firmly, so I think they just need to be looking for singles up the middle or looking for signals and getting base runners on. They're obviously not going to win it with one swing being down by 6 runs, so if they can just keep, you know, making contact with Kaya and sort of pushing that ball up the middle and continually getting base runners on and just peeling back this lead, that's going to be the key for them.
Great insight from the 5-time World Championship player, 2 bronze medals, 6 if you count the Junior Worlds, of course, in Olympic Games, and a 3-time national champion as well from Lee Godfrey. I'm going to ask you a coaching question in a moment as you make your transition into coaching.
Sivanasiva takes it up high.
You're part of the PTC, the Performance Training Program.
Yep.
For Softball Australia. Any part of it teach you how to come back from 6-0 down against a world-class pitcher?
Can't say we specifically went over that. But
Does anyone train for that? I mean, you never come into a game thinking that you're going to be down that far, but it's an interesting, as the game evolves, it's no longer a 1 or a 2 run game anymore. Teams can blow you apart, as New South Wales have just done here and Queensland did to WA earlier in the day. You out of the game, look at the heads are down, they're sort of slower moving.
yeah, look, it's definitely a tough one.
Strikeout looking. Second in a row.
I think the key would be just to break it down and just to, as I said, sort of peel it back and try and just start getting base runners on. Once you do that and start to move them around, you peel back runs slowly. But obviously with a 6-run deficit, they're going to have to start getting base runners on and moving them around fairly quickly.
First pitch swing from Tatsumi. It's fallen into an awkward territory, and she's aboard with the base hit. Don't forget that earlier in the day, Kaya Parnaby was pitching. It was a 6-1 lead for New South Wales. In South Australia, there was a pitching change mixed in there after getting a couple hits off Parnaby, and then South Australia were down 6-4, and the tying run was on base. It can happen quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, they can definitely get their hits off her, and they're in a good part of the lineup at the moment. So, and you just need a little flair like that one that they got there to get them started. So hopefully they can keep pushing some runners around.
It's a 2-out rally that New South Wales had in the second inning that led to the Titsacronis Grand Slam. Queensland need much the same.
Kaya loves to be aggressive here, so if I was the Queensland hitters, I'd definitely be looking, you know, in those first 2 pitches to get a good swing on something.
Grounded to third, Porter money.
Yeah, 5-3, 2 strikeouts in that inning. Rena Satsumi has had a base on balls and a single in this game, so there are only 2 base runners coming from the same person, and there's the Eastern replay to see Porter in action. Don't know how many more times we'll see it. Hopefully still for a couple more years to come. She's such an integral part of this New South Wales lineup, and obviously missed her last year.
She's been dynamite from start to finish. Well, thank you very much for joining us wherever you are around the world, around the country. It's been great to have so many people following. We've had people from pretty much every continent, I think, watch. I wonder if people are doing that right now. Put that in the comments, what continent you're watching from. I want to know if we can get everything maybe outside of Antarctica watching this right now. I think we could cover it off, so put it in the comments, your city, your country, your continent, just in case we can't figure it out. We know softball, not geography, so, you know.
Speak for yourself, mate.
Rachel Lack leads things off for New South Wales. 0 for 1 on the day.
Hungry for it. Yeah, it's a change, pitching change. Emily Solomon coming in, who pitched an under-23 grand final, blinder, mind you.
How good was she on the last day? She was phenomenal for them.
Unreal. But New South Wales have seen her already. Summers and Solomon pitched in both the minor round games that these two teams played in, and I think it might only just be a short period as Brooke McNamara is warming up in the bullpen.
We've got to hold pretty much everything from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they need a 1, 2, 3 innings here, and then get back on the bat and hopefully get some base runners on.
Comments starting to come in where people are watching from, so we'll get to those in a second. Knocked into the air on left field, but we've got people from anywhere from the NT, from Waiella, from Wagga Wagga, if you want to go country in Australia. We've got a Colangelo in Vancouver tuning in just to listen to Lee Godfrey.
Jacob.
That would be correct. We've got Wichita. We've got Jakarta in Indonesia. So we've got Australia, North America, and Asia covered off. Rachel Lack over towards Suzuka Yamane, and it's a nice out from the athletic shortstop.
Yeah, nice play. Queensland need to get a few more of those. Bank them and then come in and try and put a dent in this lead.
Trim up to bat.
I'm not sure you should have asked people to tell you where they're watching from. It's blown up.
Left field, hard hit ball. That rattles off the wall. Trim going towards second base. That's where she'll stand up. A double for Bree Trim, and New South Wales on the attack again.
Look at the Eastern replay here, Lee. She just drives one to the left side.
Yeah, absolutely. She's lasered at that one. There's just no let up in this New South Wales lineup at the moment. They're just seeing the ball really well.
8 hits so far, 2 of them home runs.
Chantel Ladner flew out to right field in her first at-bat, trying to push it to a 7-run lead. Over 1,000 people watching this game, James, so you're going to get a lot of people telling people where they're from. That's just on Facebook. That's not YouTube or any of the other channels that this is streaming to. Ladner takes the pitch inside. A cool moment for Emily Solomon to come into this grand final. As you can say, she's pitched in 2 grand finals in a space of 3 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it'll be a great experience for her as well. She's obviously a young up-and-coming pitcher, threw really, really well at the 23s, and it's a formidable task ahead of her, but she's thrown well so far.
Over towards Brooke McNamara, who's warming up down the right field line.
And Zali, Summers, that's a Queensland manager asked me to do that, is just guarding the bullpen down there in the right field line.
Knocked up in the air, trying to hunt that down. I'll tell you what, there's been some tremendous energy from the Queensland teams that have been here the last few weeks, when they are in the batting cages, you know they're in the batting cages. I think they've got a DJ that travels with them that just pumps out the tunes, makes a lot of noise. It's pretty fun to be around. I know the Adelaide Giants office is right outside the batting cages. As Ladner takes the pitch, I'll finish my story in a second. Cracks one to left field. This could score a run, it won't. Runner will be held up, runners on the corners.
7th New South Wales player to register a hit.
Yeah, they're hitting on all cylinders right now. No, but with that Queensland team, one of the staff members walked in there, and I think Queensland, the under-23s, thought they were about to say, oh, turn down the music, whatever it was. Instead, it was one of the interns that walked up, and they said, can you give me your playlist? And it was Zolly Summers that ended up making a playlist saying for the Adelaide Giants interns that then they were blaring for the rest of the week. Cairns flares one away. Montana Cairns is the one that got things started in that second inning with 2 outs. Her single was followed up by Cox and McManus with some hits, and then the Titsakronis grand slam. Chance to really blow it open now. Tough play in foul territory. Tamika Whitefield makes the play. Now the play at the plate. That slips away. Runner will advance to second. Catcher was pulled a little bit off the plate, and it's costly.
Yeah, Sorbello was doing a little bit of ball watching. Let's have a look at the Eastern replay. She comes away as she was probably trying to call out whether the fence was into play for the fielder going for the ball, which put her out of position. So she was doing the team thing, but forgot about the runner at third. Good catch and good ground made up from Whitefield.
Another run for New South Wales, and Michelle Cox, who's 1 for 2. Rolls one over to short. Yamane scoops it up. Just the 1 run allowed, but it's another handy run for New South Wales, who now hold a 7-0 lead after 3.
Eastern replay, she just chops at it. Yamane, very good glove skills because she was coming in on it as it took its second bounce. Kept her body behind it, ball straight into the glove, and she fires it across for the 3rd out. That is not an easy play to make.
That's a great piece of fielding. And I think there's been a lot of shortstops this week that have made some phenomenal plays, and she's right up there. She's made some really, really good plays for them this week and has done a phenomenal job in this grand final.
I've got to ask, just quickly, we'll talk WA for a minute. How good, speaking of shortstops,
McKenna?
Is McKenna Dow?
Oh, phenomenal. She, just this week alone, she's made some plays and she's made some plays look really easy that really aren't. So shout out to what she did for that team this week. She was solid on defense and solid on offense as well, and led them off. So good pickup for the WA team, and I hope she comes back next year. Well,
hopefully, because I'd like to see her again too, her and Justice Perry. Style points as well. Gee, she looks good on the field, and then the move she makes as well, just that play up the middle that she used second base as a springboard to throw over.
How good
early
was it?
in the week.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
She looks like she has fun when she plays too.
Yeah, and she gives nothing away. Whether it's a routine ground ball or a phenomenal play, she looks the same the whole time. So just a great play to watch.
Jade Waugh will lead things off for Queensland. I think every team in this tournament had some moments and some positives that you could take away, and all the camps will take back something.
I'm not sure if you heard much of the broadcasting or not, but we were told Sarah Rio, the new captain of WA, is the next Lee Godfrey.
I got some messages, yeah. But yeah, look, Rio's put in a lot of hard work over the last 6 to 8 months.
Up the middle, McManus knocks it down, still makes the throw across the diamond, called safe. Porter stretched out, or not Porter, Cox rather, stretched out for it. But a runner aboard for Queensland.
She smashes this to shortstop. Just in my peripheral vision, I can see the red pen come out. So, yeah, you could probably call it either way. She hit it really hard, but an error will be credited to McManus, and Wall takes full advantage. Maybe a life or a chance here for Queensland.
Yamane takes the pitch. Played for Denzo, Yamane.
The bright Pegasus. Is that right?
Yeah.
Did she play here?
Well, we couldn't find out for sure. We just know she played for Denso. She actually played against Sandy Holden in Japan.
It was a magic time when we hosted the Denso Bright Pegasus. Did you play in that series?
Yeah, I did.
It was
What year was
hot.
that?
2019, January 2019. It was very hot.
Do you remember how hot it was?
I'm pretty sure I played. I've definitely played a Japanese side here.
Yeah, Denso Bright Pegasus came in 4-game series over
awesome.
Australia Day long weekend.
Yes, I was here. Yeah.
It was just so
That was a
hot.
fun series, though. That was good.
Yeah.
It was like 43 degrees.
We said to the team, you know, do you want to call off the games? They said, nah, we'll play in this.
It was amazing. They were like, throwing weight balls at each other in between games after playing 3. Swing and a miss. Godfrey goes upstairs and gets her 4th strikeout of the day.
I wish I was pitching. You mean Parnaby?
Parnaby, I'm getting the
I wish I was back in my heyday and I was pitching like
Stacey's
that.
mixed up.
I'll take that. I'll let Kaya know that after this.
Kaya Parnaby with the strikeout.
Give him a break. It's his 3rd of 4 games that he's calling today.
Yes.
It's a big day. It's a fun day. McNamara, first pitch swing. Porter can't bring that one in either, and now 2 runners on.
We're going to have to bench
Oh my goodness,
McManus.
I'm done, McManus.
Eastern replay.
Got the jumbles. Somebody call me and fix me.
Eastern replay shows that McManus goes to the backhand side and just kicks it around a little, allowing McNamara to get on board. So,
Send help.
yeah, 2 runners aboard for Queensland, and up comes Rhiannon Kemp.
Well, this is their moment, isn't it?
Yep, they've got to make something happen here, whether it's a run or 2. Really start putting a dent into that 7-run lead that New South Wales have.
Well, Rhiannon Camp, she had sort of an inconsistent tournament last Gilley Shield, but a week later, at the under-23s, she was phenomenal. She's one of the batting leaders. Hard to get her out.
Defensively, rock solid as well, puts the body on the line.
Kemp fouls it back.
Fun to watch. Softball, the body on the line, the diving plays, the long balls, the speed game. Truly evolved over the years. Back from the days where runner gets on your bunt and then you bunt.
Yeah, teams can put up runs in a hurry, just like New South Wales did. And they scored 5 in the 2nd inning.
Do you reckon that all changed, Lee, when the pitching distance went back from 40 to 43 feet?
Now I'm showing my age, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I think so, but I think when I was coming through, it was still a bit more traditional than what it is now. This has definitely been, well, particularly this tournament has been more of a hitting tournament. So I think it just depends on the tournament and the pitches that you're facing as well. But thank God it went back to 43.
Yeah. It was already a pitcher's game, wasn't it?
The reaction times are nothing.
Yeah.
Right up there with Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's maybe you need quicker
Quicker.
reaction time.
Because they say that hitting a fastball in baseball is the hardest thing to do in sport, right?
Yeah.
Well, try hitting a softball. You're a multinational player. You played for the Australian baseball team.
Yeah, I did. I went when we played in, I think it was the 2014 World Championships. I went straight from Holland to Japan to go play in the baseball.
You and Forky.
Forks wasn't in that year. She did the the next cycle afterwards. Yeah. Yeah.
Good team, that one.
Yeah, it was. So we won the 2014 World's team won a bronze.
Strikeout on the edge. Parnaby, number 5.
Two outs, 2 runners aboard. Dorinda Stone has a job. As we look at the zoom in from pitch cam, that was right over the edge of the plate. It's a backdoor curve from your worst nightmare.
Dorinda Stone. All of Queensland's 4 runs versus South Australia came with 2 outs. Knocked in the air, Titsakronis was charging onto it, just started to escape her grasp.
Your juniors was in Holland as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Junior
Yeah.
Worlds.
Yeah. Yeah, it was down in Enschede,
Okay.
which is like 2 hours outside of Amsterdam.
yeah.
Yep. Kai was on that team as well. I'm pretty sure, from memory.
You know who was a reserve for that team? Belinda White.
Yeah, she was. That's right.
Swing and a miss. Parnaby strikes out the side. 6 on the day, and Donuts still on the scoreboard.
Yeah, slow going as far as strikeout count goes for Parnaby. 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and 3 in the fourth to tally up 6.
5 of her last 6 outs have been by the K. And now it's dangerous territory for Queensland, who will come up to bat in the 5th inning whenever they get the chance. And they will have to score at least a run to continue this game and keep their national championship hopes alive.
Well, let's see if they don't score 3 in this to end the game. And if they do, we don't get a say in the player of the game, but there is a player of the grand final awarded. We'll get your insight, Lee.
Geez, that's a tough one.
I think it's easy for me, to be honest.
Parnaby?
Yeah.
No.
Nah, I'm thinking it's probably going to be Taylor.
Yeah, I think with the grand slam that knocked it out and her catching a great game with Kaya Parnaby.
Yeah, I think those errors might hurt McManus winning the player of the grand final. And that grand slam might just tip Taylor over.
Well, let's see if she can add to it.
Yeah, well.
She's got a double and a home run and 2 runs. I mean, McManus had the solo shot to start the game in the 1st inning, and that is all New South Wales have needed.
Yeah, absolutely. She's seen it well, so I wouldn't be surprised if she picks up a 3rd hit here.
But that salami from Titsakronis was the getaway moment.
All right, so an arm wrestle here between McManus and Titsakronis. They both drew up this inning. In fact, McManus is leading off.
All Queensland need to do right now is get through McManus, Porter, Titsakronis, Rickson, and Lack without allowing a run. It's a tough lineup.
It is a really tough lineup. Hopefully they can get, those 3 outs and 3 ground balls here now.
Yeah.
I mean, they are.
And then score a run and keep the game going, because they've had a good day today. So I hope for them that they can keep this game going.
Yeah, we're all softball fans. We want it to keep going.
Yeah.
And it's not impossible. You think back to the tremendous performance Nick Martin had yesterday for Victoria. That Victorian pitching combination of Laird and Martin held the Olympic 5 to 1 hit over 17 plate appearances.
Yeah, absolutely, and it can be done. I mean, hitting's tough at the best of times, so Queensland can definitely do it.
Every team has had their moment, haven't they? Victoria so close. They lost 3 razor-tight games. Now McManus shot to center field right in the glove of Jade Wall. But I was going to say, Victoria, they lost 2 one-run games. They lost a game in extra innings. You flip those 3 games, and all of a sudden they're 5-5. Maybe Queensland's on the outside looking in. But Nick Martin, again, an ERA of under 1. Asserting herself as one of the better pitchers in the country. That's going to feel good for Victoria.
She's got a bigger swag about her as well, doesn't she?
Porter goes down and knocks one to the opposite field. 2nd hit of the grand final for Porter. This 2-3-4 entering this inning has not been out until McManus was just there on the flyout. But now in 8 plate appearances, they have 2 singles, 2 home runs, 3 singles, a double, 2 home runs, and a walk. Now Taylor Titsakronis can probably ice the player of the game if she does something here.
KP has gone to her bench. She's starting to bring people into the game. Alyssa Mile comes in to run for Stacey Porter. It's got to be nice to have that 7-run buffer to try and bring in a couple of these youngsters in and have them part of the success. It's looking like they've won it already.
Absolutely, but I think Porter will love it too. Not having to run. I think she'll enjoy that.
Well, she was pumped as she came off. High fives all round from the dugout.
Four home runs in the tournament now for Taylor Titsakronis. She's 1 shy of making it a 1-a-day average. Home run a day keeps the doctor away.
No, she had 4 coming into this game.
Okay,
so
home run a day has kept the doctor away.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Thanks to Peter Williams for providing us with some of those stats.
They started the day by beating South Australia 11-4. Although it was 6-4 late. It was a late charge that pulled them ahead. Had a bit of a rest and watched Queensland beat SA 4-0. Queensland's already improved on their standings from last year. They lost in the 3-4 game. Goes upstairs and gets Titsakronis to swing.
Love that from Solomon. Not holding back here against the champ. Taken to a full count now.
Swing and a miss. She gets Titsakronis down on strikes. Emily Solomon stand up. Her first strikeout of the day.
You look at the Queensland bench, Rhodey, Hampson, McLeod, Evans, Summers and Solomon. They've got a massive future ahead of them, Queensland. The young brigade. Sivana Seaver at first, just a kid.
18. Rickson knocks one back.
One of 2 starters not to reach base yet in this grand final.
It's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Don't blink because you could miss it. She's a superstar, this kid. It's good eyes. A lot of players might freeze on that outside edge. A lot of players chase that outside edge.
Hard hit ball to center field, and going down to make the play is Jade Wall. It was laced, but Wall in good position.
Love the shoestring catches. And have a look at Jade Wall attack this one. She doesn't have to lay out, but definitely has to get her glove down and underneath that ball to complete the catch. New South Wales 3 outs away.
3 outs and no runs away. They have to prevent anything from crossing the plate. And then the shield will go back to New South Wales. We'll see if there's any changes from Coach Jenkins. I know his family's watching up in Queensland. It's been a great effort. They got to the grand final. It's a win for them. They'll be disappointed they fell behind early, but tremendous showing, especially on the final day from Queensland.
Porter re-entered. That's one of the changes, but we'll see a couple more this time from the first base team. Taylor Evans is the first.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to use a slew of young players. Get into the game. Maddie McLeod standing on deck. They get to face Kaya Parnaby in a grand final.
Now that McManus and Titsakronis have been retired, does that put Parnaby back in the equation if she can shut down the next 3 batters and go for a one-hit shutout?
Let's see if she strikes out this side. And just the 1 hit, 2 errors, 1 hit have been the other base runners. The walk to start the game versus Reina Tatsumi, but other than that, and the hit that they did get from Reina Tatsumi just fell awkwardly, kind of in no man's land, just out on the outskirts of the infield.
Yeah, absolutely. It just sort of fell right between second and centre field there.
Two strikes now on Taylor Evans. Fouled right back, trying to barehand it. Knocked down the line, it just drifted enough foul. Evans stays alive.
Dead ball.
Got her. Well, a base runner.
Taylor Evans played in the under-23s tournament last month. I saw her play in a game at shortstop and she was just fire. She was terrific, and then I think she may have had a slight injury, so we didn't get to see her in full flight at the pointy end of the tournament. Here she is back again, and player to watch in the future.
Maddie McLeod comes in for Tallulah Sivanasiva. Takes the first pitch. Hit over to McManus. They've got 1, almost 2. Cox a little bit off the bag. That would have been fitting. They've turned a lot of double plays this week, New South Wales.
It was a nice play. Here's the Eastern replay. Flips it over to Kearns, and just one bounce. Cox comes off the base to stop it from going into the back net.
Reina Tatsumi steps to the batter's box. Queensland need a run to extend the game. New South Wales so close. Hard hit ball, drifting out towards center right field and moving back to make an over-the-shoulder catch is Rachel Lack in center field. 1 out away.
Really nice piece of it. Went all the way to the fence. She tracked it well, completes a good catch. Lee, that's your area of expertise out at center field. Talk us through it.
Yeah, that was a great catch by Rachel. She tracked it back really well. And by about now, I think she's pretty comfortable that she's going to catch it. But that was a great track back to the wall. It's a good shot too. Nice hit.
Eric Ballnar, James Harris, Lee Godfrey on the grand final call for you. Big thank you to all the commentators that have helped out all week long to help bring you the coverage of every single game, every single pitch of this Gilley Shield tournament. Tamika Whitefield has to drive something here. Knocked down the line, and Porter was ready to make that final out.
Yeah, thanks to all the commentators and the crew at Spacequake Sports for helping us bring every single game of the Gilley Shield. It's going out worldwide. More people have watched this Gilley Shield than any other in its 75th year of the history of it.
Now down to their final strike. Kaya Parnaby has 6 strikeouts. She's allowed just the 1 hit. She's been as advertised, and she's 1 pitch away from bringing the Shield back to New South Wales.
That's good eyes.
She wanted it.
Yeah, that was close. Good leave in the end.
Whitefield to center field. Wall moving on, diving out to make the play. A spectacular finish to a spectacular tournament. New South Wales champions again.
What a great way to finish the 75th Gilley Shield. A diving play at centre field by Rachel Lack. New South Wales are champions again.
Yeah, they did a great job. Obviously, from the get-go, they were hitting really, really well throughout their entire lineup. So they had a great week, and I think deserving winners.
I'm going to let you guys do the wrap. I've got to go and prepare for the presentations. But New South Wales, congratulations on winning the 75th edition of the Gilley Shield. Hugs all round for the Double Blues, and Queensland, well, they did it the hard way to get to the grand final, and maybe they ran out of gas towards the end. But congratulations to Queensland as well for putting on a good show. Thanks to Spacequake and all the commentators that helped out, and to all the volunteers as well.
It was a 5-run second inning, trademarked by that home run, the grand slam from Taylor Titsakronis, one of 2 hits on the day. Stacey McManus, a home run and a double. Hits throughout the lineup for New South Wales, and a truly impressive performance. They did it defensively. You saw that with Lack at the end. They did it in the circle. A great performance from Parnaby, and they did it with the bat. Start to finish, the best team in the tournament, New South Wales. Yeah,
absolutely. They've played a great week, and I think they showcased it there with their hitting. So they were phenomenal from 1 through 15 or 16 or however many players they have. They were great all week and deserving winners, as I said before. But congratulations to Queensland. They had a great final day, and they pieced it all together and were deserving of being in this grand final as well.
And Lee Godfrey, after watching the week of softball here, what's your take on softball at the national stage and situation right now in Australia?
Yeah, look, it's been good ball. Everyone's sort of gotten better as the week went along. I think it'd be great if we could get more high quality matches in, but for the most part, it's been good softball, and it's been good hitting and good defense and good fielding. So
well, Lee, I appreciate you joining us for the call of the grand final. This is where we'll love you all and leave you all. New South Wales. Great scenes. Celebrating with their family. Another Shield. New South Wales champions again. 7-0 the final.